back. Let us get started with quick practice session for mains, starting with question number 136. That is a fill in the blank. Okay. Now let us look at the sentence here first. The expert committee which is advising the Drug Controller General of India, that is DCGI, on the matter dash several concerns. Now there is an expert committee. This expert committee is basically advising DCGI. This expert committee dash in continuation, which is advising the Drug Controller General of India on the matter. There is some matter going on prior to this. Those people dash several concerns such as why the AstraZeneca vaccine, with which Serum Institute has a tie-up, has not yet been approved in its home country UK. Now this expert committee is asking this Drug Controller General, we are introducing AstraZeneca in our country, and why this medicine or the vaccine is not actually approved in its original country, that is UK. Okay. Now this committee is raising some question, asking some question. Okay. Now look at the first word. What is the first word we have? Distended. Distended is nothing but bloated. What is the next word? Stiffened. Stiffened is something that became rigid or strong. Next one, flag is to raise some concerns or ask some doubts. Another one is rose. Rose speaks about the levels of raising. Another one is unbent. Unbent is something that is strong. Now these people are actually asking some questions. We cannot use the word distended. We cannot use the word stiffened. There can be a word used with a flag. Flag is nothing but to raise the concerns. Another word is what here? Rose. There is difference between RAISC and RISC. Yes or no? This RAISC is used in terms of raising a doubt, raising a question, raising a concern. But this RISC speaks about temperature rise, water levels rise. Okay. So in this different combination, we are speaking about raising several concerns. So that answer should be used with RAISC. So answer can be used with the third one. Next, 137. The panel comprising specialists on diverse medical fields also sought details. The panel sought details of causal relationship analysis of serious dash event of the Chennai participant in the serum trial. Okay. Now, if you look at this combination very carefully, we are speaking about the serious dash event. That means we are speaking about something that is serious. They are asking some doubts. They are asking some information which is serious. Now, serious dash, serious adverse event. There can be one possibility here. Adverse is a negative word here. Keep it on hold. Helpful, which is a positive word. Propitious, something which gives profit. This is a positive word. Harmless, which is a positive word. Benignant, which is the meaning of the word friendly. Friendly is again a positive word. This is also positive. Now here we are looking at some analysis which is very serious. The event is very serious. Now is it adverse event, helpful event, propitious event, harmless event, benignant event? What is the correct word that we can use here? As you can see, there is an odd one out. There are 4 words that are in positive and 1 word which is in negative. We are speaking about the panel which is actually trying to analyze the situation which is very serious. So answer can be used with only one. That word is nothing but adverse. Next, 138. Right, the options are very lengthy, so I need to drag the screen here and there. Fine. However, let us look at this. Experts have pointed out that serum did not have a complete dash data. Actually, instead of using the options, what they have given here is they are trying to use a spelling. Which of these 5 words carry the correct spelling? Look at this. Immunogenicity. The correct word should be immunogenicity. What is the correct word? If you look at this spelling here, immuno, another combination is genicity. Here it is CITY, here it is SITY. Next one is immuno, GNICITY. What is the next one here? Starting with E. For the word immuno, we cannot use it with the E combination. What is the next one we have in continuation? Immunogenicity. There should be double M, not single M. So here E is out, there single M is out. Another one, immuno GE should be there here, that is out. Another one is SITA, another one is CITA. Immunogenicity, that spelling correctly comes with the second one. Second one is the correct answer. Immunogenicity data. They have complete immunogenicity data. That means they are speaking about the people who have already received the vaccine and are immunized, and they are trying to get the data. Okay. Next, 139. We can call it as a spelling based question rather than the fill in the blank. Now look at this one. Sentence is very important in the context. Farmers on Wednesday rejected. They rejected something. What did they reject? Rejected the center's offer of making some key changes to the 3 Farm Acts. Now center has made some 3 changes to the act they have already implemented, and the farmers on Wednesday immediately rejected the 3 amendments which happened, which took place by the center there. Now along with a written assurance on continuing with the current minimum support price based dash system. Okay. Now here we are speaking about 3 formulas which are ought to be here somewhat made changes here, and along with that the government also had given a written assurance continuing with the current minimum support price, whatever the support price that is there, without changing the current support price. Now in continuation we need support price based dash system. Now we are speaking about something which is a positive word. Okay. Now look at the first word. What is the first word? Disproportion. Another one is relinquishment. Another one is transferable. Another one is procurement. Another one is non-possession. Non-possession, it is directly a negative word which cannot be used first of all. Transferable, we know the word. Transferable in us is nothing but something that is changeable, something that can be changed. Relinquish is to give up. Another relinquish is to abandon. Next one, disproportionate. See, proportionate is okay. Disproportionate, something that cannot be here properly divided among the people. Another one is procurement. Procurement is nothing but speaks about production or something that is profitable. Okay. Now look at the case very carefully. Farmers on Wednesday rejected the center's offer of making some key changes to the Farm Acts. That is one case. And along with that, they are also trying to give a written assurance on continuing with the current minimum support price based dash system. Actually, the government want to support the farmers. Support the farmers is nothing but here when the people immediately came forward fighting against the central government, the government immediately came in came in agreement of the farmers here by saying that we are going to immediately make some changes to the act we have brought, and along with that we will give a written assurance that we are not going to change the minimum price. Let us say the minimum price was previously 1000 rupees. The government actually reduced it to 700 or 800, something like that. Now immediately the government came forward and said we are not going to change the minimum support price. Now we are speaking about something that is profitable to the people. So the correct answer should go only with one word. The answer should come with the fourth one. Next, 140. Look at the another error here, filler here. The center in its proposals communicated in writing. In writing, they have communicated to the farmers. Also suggested a dash of changes. Now look at the combination very carefully. When there is article A, immediately we can eliminate the second option. Eliminate it. A dash of changes to the new Farm Acts, such as power to states to register and charge levy on private and is outside the regulated agricultural produce market communities. committees. Now what we are trying to look at here is the center, whatever the written agreement that it has given, it has not only made one change or one agreement, it has given multiple changes or multiple agreements. Now we are looking at the word which speaks about many changes. Okay, now look at the first word. What is the first word? Crumb. Crumb is nothing but some part or particle or particle of something. Next word, third word, mote is also the same word, a part or particle of something. Dearth is nothing but a lack of something. Raft is nothing but many or large or huge. Okay. Now the government has suggested a dash of changes. We are speaking about many number of changes. Now what can be the correct word that we can use? Can you tell me the correct answer? That answer comes with a raft of changes. You need to write down this part separately. A raft of changes is nothing but number of changes, many changes. Please note this point, because in examination these type of common collocations will play an important role. So write this part separately. A raft of changes, a raft of things, a raft of amendments. All these things give the meaning of many changes. Okay. Remaining all parts basically are negative. If you use these words in the combination, that gives the meaning of very little, very small, very few. Okay, that doesn't go with the context. So answer can be used only with the fifth one. Next. Fine. We have a close test here. As I told you in the previous classes, the close test should be analyzed very carefully. Sentence by sentence that should be read. If you do so, you may spend some time on that, but remember finally you will come out with the accurate answers. Okay, let us look at this one here. Okay, look at this, starting with one more thing is there are words before every blank. This is the word which is already, which should be highlighted. It is not highlighted. Okay, consider this as a highlighting word, and here dissented, this is another highlighted word, and we need to go for the alternatives if this word is wrong. Okay, now look at the first starting of the sentence. 1.4 million child laborers in India in the age group of 7 to 14 years cannot write their names. Analysis of census data by CRY, child right and you. This is nothing but CRY. CRY is nothing but child rights and you. This analysis, this particular we can say organization, this organization revealed, it said 1.4 million child laborers are there in India who age between 7 to 14, and most of them cannot write. Okay, and in continuation, this means 1 in 3 children, 1 in 3 child laborers in said age group is 7 to 14 age group, are illiterate. So 1 child out of 3 children is illiterate in that particular age. Now this is the assuaging reality of children. Now are we speaking about the reality which is positive or which is completely negative, which is profiting the society or which is damaging the society? Which is obviously damaging the society, because we are looking at the children where out of 3 people 1 student doesn't know how to write. Okay, now this reality is not assuaging. Assuaging, it gives the meaning of positive sense. Assuaging is nothing but something that is having lack of pain or to relieve. It gives completely a positive meaning. We cannot use the word assuaging here because we are referring to the negative side of the data here. So we need to change the word. Let us look at the alternatives we have. What are the alternatives we have? First one is grim reality. Grim reality is nothing but something which is very serious, something that needs to be taken immediate care of, something that needs immediate address. What is the next word here? Genial. Genial gives the meaning of something which is friendly. Congenial is also same. Next, amicable or amiable, both give the same meaning of the word friendly. Next one, benignant, something that gives the meaning of something that is very kind. See, as you can see, benignant, amicable, amiable, genial, all these 3 words are positive words. At the same time, assuaging is also positive word. We are looking at some situation which should be taken immediate care of. This is a serious condition. That is nothing but grim reality. That means a serious reality which is there in our society. Answer comes with the first one. Okay, next. Look at 142. 142. Listen carefully the way I read, okay? That makes your answers correct. Now, even for children who support the family economy by working for less than 6 months in a year, which about is very common in the country like India, the situation is equally, if not more worse. A shocking 2 million of these marginal workers, 2 million of these marginal workers have dissented their education as well. What is the word given here? Dissented. Let us look at the alternatives we have in continuation. Dissented is nothing but which gives the meaning of something like difference. Okay, dissented is nothing but it speaks about something difference, differ. Okay, they have dissented their education. Now we have to speak about the sentence where nearly 2 million of these people have actually given up their education. They are not studying. So differing the education doesn't make any sense. Let us look at the alternatives. What are the alternatives we have? Look at the words. First word is squabbled. Another word is compromised. Next one is controverted. Another one is quibbled. If you look at the words very carefully, squabbled gives the meaning of fighting or agitating against someone. Compromise, it has two meanings. One, compromise speaks about negotiations. Negotiate. And another compromise speaks about to compromise with the situation. That means to give up on something. Next one, controverted, to make something controversial. Okay. Another one is what here? Quibbled. Quibble is nothing but to argue. Now, we cannot even use the word differ. Differ, it should be changed first of all. Now, we are speaking about a sentence where 2 million of this type of people have given up their education. They are not studying anymore to work as the child laborers. They have given up, they have compromised their education. So answer should go for second one. See, compromise, there is one meaning which gives the meaning of negotiating. If there are two parties, they compromise. That is a different thing. Another compromise gives the meaning of sense of compromising one's life for the sake of something. You compromise your job for the sake of your parents. You compromise your health to help somebody. You compromise your life to save somebody. You compromise your life to get somebody. Okay. Now, here the answer should go for only second. That should go with the compromise. Let us check that again. 142 blank. Look at this. Compromise their education. A shocking 2 million of these marginal workers have compromised their education. That means they have given up on their education. Okay. Now, look at the continuation. Let me read it. If we read only, we can get the answer properly, but I will be very quick. There is a high potential of every school leavers and those not learning at school to remain outside the world of formal employment. These children, when they grow, they remain at risk of not having secure jobs and thus remain trapped in the integrational cycle of poverty and deprivation. Now, it is imperative to relook at what we as a nation are investing in our children's education. Now, it has been a decade since the notification of the Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009, and it is crucial that it is its implementation dash is strengthened. Okay, now it is crucial that its implementation, this is the word which is highlighted, its implementation is strengthened. That means since the implementation of this, the act, whatever the act that is there, it is very crucial to be strengthened. The implementation of this act is to be strengthened. Implementation of the act is okay, absolutely a correct word, but let us check if there is any alternative we can use. What are the alternatives we have here? Look at the words. Abandon, which is a negative word. Hindrance, which is a negative word. Disallow, which is a negative word. Retention is to keep or continue something. Though it is a positive word, it doesn't go with the context. What is the word given there? Implementation. Implementation, which is absolutely positive word. We are speaking about implementing an act. It is very important, crucial to implement an act, to strengthen the act. We cannot use these negative words. So answer can be directly used with only fifth one. Next, 144. Let us read very lengthy, but we should have patience, okay? Where is 144? Here it is. Okay, let me read very quickly. The ambit of the RT Act 2009 must be expanded to from preschool to secondary level in order to address this issue. If you want to solve this issue, it should be implemented from preschool to the secondary level. The situation is also reflected in the state figures. State figures in the sense, state data, whatever that is collected. While 45% of child laborers in Bihar are illiterate, in Rajasthan and Jharkhand, the figures stands at 40%. Madhya Pradesh and Andhra Pradesh also have about 38% child laborers as illiterate. Now, in continuation, with the education indicators for these children alleviating dash, the reasons why we face this challenge needs to be addressed. Now, if you look at this very carefully, 38% of the child laborers, 40% of the child laborers, 45% of the child laborers, we are looking at the data which is collected from the states. Now, if we can observe very carefully, with the education indicators, indicators is nothing but this data for these children dash, the reasons why we face this challenging needs to be addressed. What is to be addressed? Some problem should be addressed. What is the problem we are speaking about? This illiteracy in the child labor is increasing. This problem needs to be addressed. But what is the word that is given here? Alleviating. Alleviating is something that is pacifying. There is no problem at all. That is a positive word. We need something which is a negative word. Okay. Now look at the first word. What is the first word we have? Plummeting. Plummeting is nothing but reducing. Everybody should focus on reducing this issue. Possible. Upturn is to increase. Increase is already same. Clambering is also increase. Alleviating is also increasing. Now what is the word that we need here? Now if you look at this very carefully, with the education indicators for these children dash, that means there is no education in these children at all. The education in these children is going down and the illiteracy is increasing. We are speaking about the education which is lacking in these children. Lacking is nothing but we need a negative word. As this is completely in the negative state, the reason should be immediately addressed. The problem should be immediately addressed. There is no education in the children. So immediately we should come up and immediately solve the problems. Now can you tell me what is the word we are speaking? If the education is increasing in the children, the problems need not to be addressed. There is no education in the children. That is why we need to address the issue. So we need to speak about a negative word here, not actually a positive word. So what is the only negative word in the options? That answer comes with a plummeting. Next, 145. In continuation, India's present legal framework is based on the assumption. Listen very carefully. I am reading this sentence again. India's present legal framework is based on the assumption that children can work and study simultaneously. There is an assumption. The assumption in our legal system is that children can work and also study at the same time. In continuation, the numbers stated earlier, whatever the numbers we are speaking about earlier, they blatantly contradict the reality. What our Indian government or our Indian legal system thought was, kids can work and also study simultaneously at the same period. But if you look at the data above, which is 35, 30 and 40, 45%, whatever the child labor percentage we are speaking about, it actually is completely opposite to the reality. Are you getting the point? Now, if you look at the continuation, the numbers stated earlier in the sense in the above data, blatantly, completely, directly contradict this reality dash. Now, what is the word we have? Reality. Now, in the above sentence, what are we speaking about? Assumption. I am reading a sentence again. India's present legal framework is based on the assumption that children can work and study simultaneously. The number stated earlier contradicted this reality. See, are we speaking about the assumption by the government or are we speaking about the reality? We are speaking about assumption, not about reality. We need to change this word here. Now look at the words. Factuality, reality, both of them are same. That means if you eliminate reality, you need to eliminate this. Assumption, there is a possibility. Certitude is something which is real, not possible. Veracity speaks about reality, again not possible. So what should be the answer here? Second one. So the number stated earlier blatantly, directly contradict this assumption. Whose assumption? Government's assumption. Government is thinking like this. So the numbers directly oppose the government's opinion about these children here. So answer goes with only second. Next, 146. Find out the error. The error should be in any one part of the sentence. Sentence is very lengthy, that means the error would be very simple. I'm before only telling you, if the sentence is very short, you would find the error to be very difficult. But if the sentence is very lengthy, there may be very minute error. Okay, let us look at this. Top Facebook India official Anki Das is leaving the social media giant in a significant move that comes months after it was alleged that she interfered in the company's content moderation policy to avoid ruining its relationship with the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party. As you can see, I read the entire sentence. While reading, I felt like there was no place where there was an error. But remember, if you can look at the sentence very carefully, I made some blanks. See, here I ended one sentence, here I ended one, here I ended one, here I ended one, here I ended one, and here I ended one. The slashes that I gave here are the places where you need to actually pause. See, they have given number 1, 2, 3 and 4 somewhere. You should not pause where they have given the blanks or the blocks or the numbers. Remember, the way we need to read and the way they give the numbers are completely different. Remember this point carefully. I'm reading a sentence once again. If you don't know to read the sentence, you will not get the answer at all. Now look at the sentence. Top Facebook India official Anki Das, male or female, whatever, keep it aside. This person is leaving the social media giant. Which social media giant? The Facebook, in a significant move. There is a major move that comes. We are speaking about the move that comes when months after it was alleged. It was alleged. It is nothing but Facebook can be used with was is followed by V3. Alleged that she interfered in the company's content moderation policy to avoid ruining its relationship with the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party. The sentence looks absolutely correct. There is no error. You can go with the no error option. But how do I decide this? I decide this by the way I read the sentence. You should know who is doing the action, what is done to the object here, and what is the object doing, what is the result, what is the reason. If you don't know how to read the sentence properly, you will never conclude the sentence. Okay, let us go for 147. India's Future Retail Ltd will go into liquidation if its deal with sell assets to Reliance Industries fails, the group told a Singapore arbitrator while arguing against Amazon.com INC's bid to scupper the deal. A legal order seen by Reuters showed. There is one error here, very simple error. Okay, now from the beginning, look at the sentence once again. India's Future Retail Ltd. Okay, that is FRL. This will go into liquidation if its deal with the sell assets. If you look at this, we can get most of the answers. This is very, very important case. Whenever you come across prepositions, the prepositions can be used either with a noun or ing. Yes or no? It's deal with sell assets. Can you tell me the correction now? There is some mistake going on here. It's not deal with sell assets. It is not sell. The word should be what here? Selling. It's deal with selling assets to Reliance Industries fails. The word preposition here should be followed by noun or ing. That is very simple. While reading, you should answer that. Next, 148. On average, about 15,000 tons of good quality compost can be recovered daily by processed this. Have you got the answer again? Just before I told you, a preposition should be followed by a noun or it can be followed by ing. Now, how they can recover this? This can be recovered daily by processed this. Can you tell me the correct answer? It's not processed. The word should be used in ing. That is nothing but by processing. Let us read the sentence again with correction. On average, about 15,000 tons of good quality compost can be recovered daily by processing this organic waste materials and all. That is same error which we dealt previously. Next, 149. Look at this word list. What is the word we have here? One of. Immediately we should recollect this rule. What is the rule we have? One of, none of, each of, any of, either of, neither of. All this list should be followed by plural noun plus singular verb. Okay, these sets should be followed by plural noun and singular verb. This is one of the most important rules. Mostly asked in the prelims, it may be given in the main sentences like this. Okay, now let us look at the sentence. Okay, look at this one. One of, clear? One of the repercussions. Repercussions is already plural noun. One of the repercussions of killing snakes according to traditional beliefs. If you start a bracket from here and close the bracket here, you may get the answer. One of the repercussions are that is a sentence. One of the repercussions of killing snakes according to traditional beliefs. Whatever that is starting with the preposition and ending with the noun here, if you can manage to keep this part in the bracket, you can get the remaining answer. That means the subject of the sentence starts from here and the verb of the sentence is are, and whatever the remaining part given in between, that is an additional information to the noun. That is where you will get yourself deviated with a base rule. The base rule is one noun should be followed by plural noun and the singular verb. As you can see, there is no singular verb combination again in continuation. All that is nothing but a phrasal preposition, that is called as a prepositional phrase, not phrasal preposition. That is a prepositional phrase. If any prepositional phrase is given after the noun like this, just try to avoid it. Now look at this. One of the repercussions of killing snakes according to traditional beliefs. Still there is no verb. The verb is here. So one of the repercussions, it is not are. The correct answer should be is. The answer is done. Very simple one. That the family could be deprived of progeny and hence there is a cultural practice of worshipping the inhabitants of snakes. Very simple answer, but what they try to do is they try to deviate from the original reading. So that is where they will try to add all the extra information. Even if there is no information also, we can originally add it. That is how the newspaper editors do. What they try to do is, if there are 10 sentences, they make it into a precise writing. You know what is precise writing? Precise writing is nothing but to give the same meaning of the 10 sentences in 5 sentences only. So instead of using this extra sentence, this one as the extra sentence, they added this as the prepositional phrase. Okay, right. Next, 150. Another error. In statements at the time, Facebook had denied these allegations but admitted that Das had raised concerns with the political fallout. You raise concerns, you raise some questions, you raise some doubts with someone or against someone. Look at the sentence again. In statements at the time, Facebook had denied these allegations, but Facebook again admitted that this guy, Das, had raised concerns. He raised some problems, he raised some worries, he raised some concerns. With cannot be used here because with is the word which gives a positive sense. It is not the correct answer. The correct word should be against, against. To raise concerns against someone, to raise worries against someone, that is the correct one. It's not exactly even about against is the perfect answer. Okay, against the political fallout, that is the correct answer. That would result from designating T. Raja Singh, a BJP MLA in Telangana, as a dangerous individual. So he raised some concerns against somebody. That is the correct one. Next, let us go for 151, the most important section in, I would say, mains. Okay, not in English, but in mains, because you get this one most of the times in the mains only. Mains, this point will make lot of difference. Okay, remember this point. This is nothing but starter section. Before solving the question, that means before you could come to the starters, you need to first read the sentences properly. If you don't understand the meaning or grammatical structure or grammatical part that is given here, you cannot answer this perfectly. Okay, now look at this one very carefully. First one, the Contract Labor Act has been amended by the Law Department now, allowing factories employing fewer than 50 contract workers to function without registering themselves with the authority concerned. If you look at the case very carefully, the Contract Labor Act, this is nothing but the object of the sentence. This has been amended. Has been amended is nothing but the structure of passive voice, amended by the law. The law here is nothing but subject. The statement in the beginning is given in the structure of a passive voice. Now in the starters, there is a logic where you can actually change the active voice statement into passive voice and passive voice statement into active voice. If you know this logic very carefully, you can answer this easily. Now what is the second sentence given here? The amendment has been done to bring down regulatory complications. One point that you need to remember is there is passive voice, you may change it into active voice, case 1. What is case 2? The amendment. Which amendment? The amendment that is made by the law. That amendment, the above amendment has been done, this has been done to bring down regulatory complications. That means to bring down regulatory complications is nothing but this is the reason. This is the reason. To complete this reason, to get this reason successful, there is a result. The result is amendment of something. There is a problem, there is a immediate response to that. There is a reason, there is a result. There is a cause, there is an effect. To bring down the regulatory complications is the reason. For that, they are trying to amend the act here. Okay. So one case is there is passive voice case. Another case is there is reason and result. Second sentence is reason and first sentence is result. Okay. Now look at the starter. First starter. What is the starter? The law department sentence is starting with the subject. Look at this. I already told you this is the object of the sentence. This is the verb of the sentence and this is the subject of the sentence. Now, sir, what is the use of this subject, verb and object, verb and subject in terms of starters? The use of this is when you change a sentence from active to passive or passive to active, the meaning of the sentence stays same. The meaning doesn't change. One of the most important logics in the starters. Look at this. The law department has amended the Contract Labor Act now, allowing factories employing fewer than 50 contract workers, all the same, so on, so on, so on. First one can be absolutely used. You need not even read the remaining sentence. First one can be taken. Next one. What is next one? To bring down regulatory complications. The sentence is starting with what here? To bring down. I already told you the second sentence is what here? The second sentence is nothing but a reason. The second sentence is a reason and the first sentence is the result. And who is the sentence starting here? To bring down regulatory complications. To bring down the regulatory complications, the law department has amended the Contract Labor Act, now allowing factories employing fewer than 50 contract workers. Now first we are speaking about the reason. Because of this reason there is a result. The result is starting with the second sentence. So we can take the first one and also we can take the second one. And remember, my dear students, whenever a sentence is starting with 2 plus V1, this functions as a phrase. First of all, this is point number 1. At the same time, this 2 plus V1 part, it shows a reason. That functions as the phrase. At the same time, it shows a reason. Second point is, when there is a phrase, there should be absolutely a clause. Together, it becomes a simple sentence. That becomes a simple sentence. Very, very important rule. in terms of simple, compound, complex sentences. Okay. Next one. What is the third sentence given here? The amendment has been. As you can see, look at this one. The Contract Labor Act, this is object of the sentence. By the law department, that is the subject of the sentence. The verb of the sentence is has been amended. This is the verb of the sentence. And there is a word amended which is given in the beginning of the sentence here. Another one is the amendment here. The amendment has been done. This is the case which is starting. Either amendment speaks about this one or the second one. Either of the cases use anywhere. Look at this. When we say the amendment, which amendment are we speaking about? The amendment which is made by the law department towards Contract Labor Act. Now, without introducing which law or which act we are speaking about, can we directly say the Amendment Act? If you say the Amendment Act, you are pointing at something. There should be some information prior to this. So, which cannot be used in the beginning of the sentence. Third one is out. Your answer can be used only with the 1 and 2. That comes with it. Which answer here? That comes with the fifth answer. Okay, 1 and 2. Next, 152. Look at the sentence again. Tribal mobs were protesting. Tribal mobs is the subject of the sentence. Were protesting is a verb against the state government's decision to provide 33% reservation for women in civic bodies. There are some tribal mobs, tribal people who are protesting. Protesting against what? Protesting against the state government's decision. What is the decision taken by the state government? To provide 33% reservation for the women in the civic bodies. So the state government said, we are going to provide 33% reservation to the women in the civic bodies, and immediately these people came forward and they are protesting against the state. Now, in continuation, what is given here? They refers to whom here? Tribal mobs burnt down several government offices. Action 1, they are protesting against the state because the state has introduced some new rule. Second point, they burnt down several government offices, that is action number 2. Okay. Now look at the first sentence. What is the first sentence we have? Protesting against the state. The sentence is directly starting with the V4 form, ing form. Can you start a sentence using ing? Yes or no? Absolutely yes. But how? Now look at the case very carefully. Now there is a sentence from here to here and here to here. Yes or no? I am teaching you very basics to the advanced point. You should understand carefully. Okay. Sentence is starting from tribal to bodies. Another sentence is starting from there to offices. Now let me ask you some questions. What is the subject of the first sentence? The subject of the first sentence is tribal mobs. This is the subject of the sentence. Yes or no? What is the subject of the second sentence? The subject of the second sentence is they. Yes or no? What is the subject of the first sentence doing there? The subject of the first sentence is doing an action that is called protesting. The subject of the second sentence is doing the action that is burning down. Now remember very carefully. In the two sentences, in starter's case, if any main verb of the sentence is taken as the starter of the sentence, absolutely that can be considered. Remember, this happens only when two subjects of the two sentences are same. Here we are speaking about tribal mobs, and here they refers to tribal mobs only. In such case, you can either take the first one or the second one based on the context, and you can start the sentence using ing. Okay. For example, let me make one sentence. Let us say, the kids saw the tiger, they ran away. Okay. If you look at the case, what is the subject of the sentence? First one, the kids. What is the subject of the second one? They. They refers to what here? The kids. What is the verb that is happening here? Saw. What is the verb that is happening here? Ran. Now the two sentences subject is same. In such case, you can take either the first one or the second one based on the context and start the sentence. I can write this sentence as, seeing the tiger, The kids ran away. This happens only if the subjects of the two sentences are same. Are you getting the point? Now let us look at the sentence. What is the sentence given here? Now look at this. The sentence is starting with what here? Protesting. Protesting is the verb form of the first sentence. The subject of the first one and the second sentence are same. Now look at this. Protesting against the state government's decision to provide 33% reservation for women in civic bodies. Instead of using the word they, I can directly use the noun. What is the noun? Tribal mobs burned down several government offices. Absolutely correct sentence. Okay? Okay? It is absolutely correct sentence. Because this verb, which is a verb form of the first sentence, and this sentence carries the same subject as the second one. That is the same point. Now look at this sentence. How it is given. The kids saw the tiger, they ran away. They refers to whom here? The kids. But in the beginning of the sentence, there is no word as the kids or they, nothing. Now look at this. Seeing the tiger, instead of using the sentence starting with they, I use this with the kids. The kids ran away. The meaning is same. Now if you look at this, it is just similar to the example I have written. Look at this. Protesting against the state government because of this, instead of using the word they, what are we using here? Tribal mobs burned down several government offices. Absolutely correct one. First one can be taken. If first one can be taken, we can eliminate the second option. We can eliminate the third option. And look at the next one. What is the next one? Providing. See, you can start any verb with ing, but that should be the verb form of the sentence, and two subjects of the sentence should be same. Who is providing the 33% reservation here? Government is providing. Is government doing an action here? No. Is government doing an action here? No. If government is not the subject of the sentence, and if the verb form is starting with ing, can you start that sentence as a starter? Absolutely not. So second one is out. What is the next one here? Several government offices were. What were? Several government offices were. Where is this part of the sentence? Can you tell me, my dear students? Look at this. Several government offices were. Now let me tell you how it functions. They is the subject of the second sentence. Burnt down is the verb form. Several government offices is nothing but object. I told you this logic in the first sentence only, first question only. What did I say? If there is a sentence in the active voice, and if the starter is starting with the passive voice, 100% we can use that. Or if there is a sentence in the passive voice and the starter is starting with the active voice, the meaning is same and you can use that as a starter. Now here there is an object starting with. What is the object here? Several government offices were burnt down by the tribal mobs who were protesting against the state government's decision to provide 33% reservation for women in civic bodies. Absolutely correct sentence. But how are we starting that sentence? We are changing the sentence from active voice to the passive voice. That's what I told you. Remember, in entire active voice and passive voice, there will not be any question other than two cases in banking. But in the SSC examination, you have questions like they ask you active voice, change it into passive voice, or they ask you passive voice, change it to active voice. That doesn't happen in banking. In banking, active voice, passive voice majorly is useful only in two cases. Case number one happens in the prelims examination in the case of phrase replacement questions. Phrase replacement questions. Very contextually and slowly you can answer that. Case number two, mains, that happens in the starters. I told you this point two times and it came in two cases. Previously, we solved one question based on that, and now we solve another question based on that. Now answer comes only with 2 points, that is first one and third one, that comes with the fourth option. Next one, 153. Introduction of paperless court is being planned by NCLT. Is there passive voice or not in this? Yes or no? There is voice. We may change it. Okay, look at this. Introduction of paperless court. This is object of the sentence, is being planned. This is a structure of passive voice, that is the verb form, by NCLT, that is the subject of the sentence. Very much clear? Yes or no? Now this is where we need to be very cautious. This is case number 3. Same logic but question number 3. We can solve this even. Can you find anywhere sentence starting with NCLT? Immediately check that first. Half of your answer will be completed. Now look at this. The body out, planning out. What is the next one? The NCLT. The NCLT is planning The introduction of paperless code. Can we take that or not? Absolutely correct. Your answer can be used with 3. Okay. What is the second one starting with? Planning. Where is the word planning? This one. Planning is done by NCLT. The body would start functioning from 3 cities. Which body? We don't know. The introduction of paperless code. This would start from the 3 cities. The paperless code, whatever the paperless code that we are speaking about, the body would start functioning from 3 cities. The body here refers to paperless code. The subject of the first sentence is NCLT. Both are different subjects. When there are different subjects, can we start the sentence using the word ing, which is the verb of the first sentence? Absolutely not possible. Eliminate the second one. What is the first one we have? The body functioning from. It doesn't make any sense first of all. So the answer should go only with the third one. That goes with the third one, third answer. Next one. Very lengthy one. Let me make it simple for you. RBI on Monday removed withdrawal restrictions on current cash, credit and overdraft accounts with immediate effect. RBI has done something. Who is the subject of the sentence? RBI. It has done something. The step, that means whatever this act that happened, this step came after it faced criticism. It refers to RBI from the Election Commission for not allowing candidates contesting in the coming assembly polls to withdraw cash up to their legal limit. There is a legal limit for the candidates to withdraw during the elections. Now the point is, the RBI has kept some restriction and immediately these people approach the court. No, Election Commission. Now Election Commission immediately said, no, RBI, you need to release the funds. Okay, now look at the case. First one. What is the first one we have? Withdrawal restrictions. Where is this word now? Look at this. Withdrawal restrictions on current cash, credit and overdraft accounts with immediate effect were removed by RBI on Monday. Which logic are we applying now? Can you tell me? We are applying the logic of active voice, passive voice. Now look at this. What is the subject of the sentence here? RBI. What is the verb we have? Removed. Removed what? All these cases from here to here. That is the object of the sentence. Now we are reversing that sentence using withdrawal restrictions were removed by RBI. Can we take the first one or not? Absolutely we can take the first one. Let us go for the continuation. What is the second one we have? What is the second one? Withdrawing cash up to legal limit. Who is withdrawing here? Nobody is withdrawing. Nobody is withdrawing here. Withdrawing is the object of the sentence there. We cannot be used. Cannot be used. What is next one? Facing criticism from. This is used somewhere. Look at this. Facing criticism from the Election Commission for not allowing candidates contesting in the coming assembly polls to withdraw cash up to the legal limit. The RBI on Monday immediately removed. Who faced the criticism here? RBI faced the criticism. Who removed the restrictions? RBI removed the restrictions. Two actions are done by whom here? RBI only. When the two actions are done with the same subject, can we use the verb as the beginner of the sentence or not? Absolutely yes. That's what we discussed before. So answer is starting with ing, which is a verb or action done by RBI. RBI faced the criticism, RBI removed the withdrawal limits. Okay, two subject combinations are same, sentence is starting with ing. Can we take it or not? Absolutely. Our answer can be used with 1 and 3. That goes with the fifth option. And the last one, look at this. The government has projected oil subsidy of rupees 22 crore for financial year 2018. This may appear, which may appear, this move which is done by the government, this may appear inadequate since it is similar to the amount that the government incurred in the current fiscal, even though the crude oil prices have shot up by over 20% in the past 3 months. Sentence looks very lengthy, but we can do it very in a simple way. Now look at the first one. What is the first one we have? The crude oil prices. Now where is this point? Can you tell me? Where is this one? Look at this. The crude oil prices, which is neither subject of the sentence nor object of the sentence. We cannot start the sentence. Okay, keep that away. Come to the second one. What is the second one? The government's projection of oil subsidy. Look at this. The government has projected oil subsidy. The government's projection of oil subsidy of rupees 22 crore for financial year 2018 may appear. Instead of using this may appear, Directly you can start the sentence using may appear. You can even take the screenshot of this sentence and read it again. The government's projection of oil subsidy of rupees 22,000 crore for financial year 2018 may appear inadequate. We can continue the sentence just by removing the word this, or you can directly remove the word may also. Okay, second one is absolutely correct. Look at the third one. What is the third one? Even though it may appear inadequate. What do you mean by it? What do you mean by it here? Look at this. Even though, this is a sentence given, even though it may appear, it refers to what here? Government's projected subsidy, right? Without mentioning the noun, can we use the pronoun here? Not possible. So answer can be used only with the second. That answer goes with the second. Right? Thank you so much for watching. See you all in the next quick practice session.